Did you know that in 2018, the NCAA made $14 billion off of merchandise sales, ticket prices, marketing, and revenue? This was written by Jasmine Harris in her The Conversation article. As she speaks, she goes to talk about how these student athletes didn't receive any of this funding. As I speak to you today, I want to bring up this question of concern. I am concerned that college student athletes aren't paid or receive any funding for the money that they bring in to these sporting programs. And this is important because the average student athlete, they mean more to these companies than these coaches that are getting paid and these organizations that are getting paid. As you can see, for example, Zion Williamson on national TV, he tore out of one of his Nike shoes. Result on live TV, over 4 million people watching. As a result, over that next week, Nike streams had lowered extremely in a major way. This is written in an article, also in a conversation by Jasmine Harris, as she builds up her argument. As I continue to address this, I think this affects all people as a general concern, because many donors spend money at these programs, thinking that they're giving it to the kids for a good purpose, but it's being taken in by the NCAA, which should be considered an injustice act, because they're not giving it to the kids, and there's many struggles going on with kids. I feel like what we need to do is we should set up a system of payment for college student athletes, just like a job. They should be getting paid by the day, hourly pay every 2 weeks, where we use a system and we structure it, teaching financial literacy, where we help student athletes learn how to use their money every 2 weeks. I think this will help in a major way. The reason I believe student athletes should be paid, their time, the amount of practice and time that they use during their sport is very time consuming. They can't go work a regular job like a regular student and be paid, and there's many struggles that they go through on a daily basis. For example, you have some student athletes that go through struggles at home, and maybe someone at home needs money, or they need to support someone at home, such as their parents. Also, you have many, as you're a student athlete, your body is constantly growing, and so your appetite grows. So you need funding for food, because the calf isn't always open. It's not a 24-hour calf thing. So you're often hungry. I also feel like student athletes deserve to be paid, because they're bringing in this revenue that they aren't even seeing. They aren't touching it at all in any type of way. In a rebuttal argument, I know many may say that, well, student athletes already get enough props and things of that sort, which is true. That's true. But did you know that only 2% of student athletes are on full scholarship, which means partial? There are majority of the rosters that are made up are filled with walk-ons and partial scholarship kids, people that still have to find funding for the rest of their scholarship. They're still struggling as well, just like a regular student to find funding. So they are also going through a battle. Also, regular students don't take on the same responsibilities that a student athlete has. They are active in the community. They have to lead by example, and they have to take control. I feel like the pros and cons of both situations are, the pros are you could pay these student athletes, and you come to an agreement where both sides are in a pretty good situation. The NCAA still recoups their money, and they limit the control of the players. They give them a 2-week pay. Every 2 weeks they pay them by the hour on a clock in and a clock out system, where they are able to control the system. The student athletes, they receive pay. They're able to learn financial literacy and how to spend it wisely. In conclusion, I feel as though the NCAA must do something about this, because we now have student athletes who are electing to go other routes like amateur leagues. As we have Jalen Green, reported by ESPN. ESPN's Jalen Giovanni, he's electing to go an amateur route, and he will be paid immediately.